Hello and good morning. It is January 18th, 2023, and we are here live at our Charleston headquarters, but we have a special guest with us today. Today, we are going to be talking to Michael Cleveland from Frederick, Maryland. Now, Advantage Technology has 3 offices. We have an office in Charleston, we have an office in Bridgeport, and we have an office in Williamsport, Maryland. Now, we also have a satellite office up in Frederick, and maybe I can bring Michael on here to explain the kind of geography to us a little bit for anybody outside of the general area. Michael, welcome, and introduce yourself and tell everybody about what you do up in Frederick.
Howdy, howdy. I'm Mike Cleveland. I'm our representative in the Frederick, Maryland, and Central Maryland area. I basically have a very unique opportunity and position at Advantage right now because sort of an island unto myself out here in Frederick, which is a good 5.5 hours away from our headquarters and 30 to 40 minutes away from our Williamsport office. I'm tasked with building our business in a brand new market. So having that existing business and infrastructure and introducing it to a brand new and growing market it's been a blast so far. So I'm establishing a lot of connections in the community. We're really trying to get as involved as we can with Frederick itself and grow from there.
Tell me a little bit about Frederick for people. You know, a lot of the people that we reach are from Charleston. That's where our biggest base is. Most of our clientele are in West Virginia, and
Right.
we are expanding into Maryland. It's just kind of a natural expansion due to the panhandles of West Virginia. So tell us a little bit about Frederick.
So Frederick is it's really uniquely positioned in Maryland. It's if you were to take Baltimore and DC and make a little triangle, Frederick's kind of smack in the middle of that triangle. So about 30 to 40 minutes from Baltimore, maybe 45 minutes to an hour from DC. So close to the interstate, close to two of the biggest metropolitan regions in the Mid-Atlantic, and with a tremendous amount of growth. Everybody that's kind of pushing out of that DC area is now migrating into Frederick. So the population and business growth has been explosive for 2 decades, and it's only going to get crazier and crazier as the years go on.
And now you didn't start out in the IT business, right? You just started Advantage Technology. What was it, about 6 months ago, something like that?
Yep, I think I'm working into month 7 now.
And now you've been in business development for quite a while, but IT is new to you. Is that right?
Correct. I've done a little bit of everything. If you name a hat, I've probably worn it. But sales and relationship building have always been a big part of all of the jobs I've had in my career. And now I'm just using those same skills in a brand new arena. There's things that are the same, and there's definitely things that are different. And so I'm getting to learn the ins and outs.
Tell me what the big difference is. What's the big thing that you've learned in IT over the last few months that maybe you weren't quite expecting?
Well, I will say the strangest thing coming from different types of sales and into IT is that the decision makers that you deal with when you're selling IT specifically are typically not the people who know anything about the services that you are offering them. So it's one of those things where people don't know what they don't know. When we were talking to, say, a CEO or a president of a company, they know how to run their business, but they don't necessarily know what's going on in the background. So what would normally be your typical decision maker, they don't necessarily have the expertise in what you are offering them. So it's up to you to really translate it into a language that they can understand. So instead of giving them a whole bunch of details about the services that you're providing, you break it down in what are the solutions you are providing to what problems, and they can, take it from there.
So you're really kind of operating as a kind of a intermediary between the IT staff and maybe the decision maker. Maybe you're talking about the CFO, the CEO, the COO, somebody in that
Right.
in that range, or maybe the president or something like that. But then your role and kind of the key difference between other industries is you have to translate from maybe the IT person to the CEO level, because a lot of times they're not necessarily speaking the same language. Is that a fair way
Right.
to put it?
Right. And it really all starts out with a conversation, getting to know more about the company itself, how it currently operates, where they came from, and then especially what are their goals and where do they see themselves going. When you start from that conversation, knowing what their goals are, you can then create a roadmap that is, based on technological solutions that can enable them to conduct their business more efficiently or to save money or to grow and scale. And what winds up happening when you create that relationship is it's mutualistic, right? So if we are able to better enable a company to conduct their business, they're going to grow. Their growth means they're going to, use us for more and more things down the line, and we continue growing together. And it's that ongoing relationship that it really seems like that is what Advantage was built on, and that's the kind of conversations and relationships I'm trying to build here in Frederick.
Yeah, we've always had a real strong emphasis. I mean, we're not a churn and burn type operation. We like to build long-term relationships, find the proper solutions for the problems rather than, a lot of times, we get a little bit of a bad rap in the industry in general. The IT industry kind of gets a bad rap for just trying to sell people the latest thing
Right.
rather than what they need. Have you ran into that type of objection?
The biggest thing I've seen is the tech services landscape in our area. Most businesses offer, these cookie cutter solutions, these one size fits all solutions, and that really not only does that not do any good for the company you're offering it to, but it doesn't allow you to tailor the solutions to the company's needs. And what we do that is completely different from what I have noticed in competition and just in IT in general is because we have those conversations and understand what their specific needs are. We don't sit there and offer, this is the deck you're going to get. We tailor our solutions to exactly what the company is going to need currently and then also moving forward.
And do you find that gives us a little bit of maybe a long-term competitive advantage?
Absolutely, especially long term, because we are forward thinking. We don't just think about, oh, you need this antivirus now. We think, oh, well, later on down the road, I mean, with the growth that you're experiencing, you're going to expect to need more storage or a different kind of security level, and we can map that all out from the get go and not just dump everything on their plate all at once, but really create an easy to follow blueprint for how both of our businesses will grow together.
Now, another great thing about Advantage Technology is because of our size, we do have a dedicated office with dedicated employees in your area, but we also have experienced, specialized employees here in Charleston. Do you find that it makes a difference having that well of talent to be able to lean on?
Absolutely. For me, I'm in business development, and I consider myself a relationship builder more than anything. I'm not an engineer. I don't have the tech background. So knowing that I have a stable of nearly 100 employees who have really specific knowledge in a lot of these areas to fall back on, it enables me to do my job better, but it also enables us, again, to provide solutions that other companies cannot, because they simply don't have the stable of talent that we do, where they have really specific knowledge of different systems.
And so tell me, as we kind of wrap things up here, believe it or not, we're already bouncing up against the 10-minute mark. It's been a great talk with you today. But tell me, what do you see right now in the IT landscape? What's kind of hot? What's kind of new? What are people kind of asking about? What are they interested in today?
I mean, the hottest button issue, and this is, I think, kind of across the board, is security, cybersecurity. And even you look in different industries, like the insurance industry, I have a lot of contacts in that sphere, and they're starting to get into cyber insurance products. And that's the fastest growing, product in the insurance market. Well, likewise with IT, the fastest growing thing is cybersecurity. When you look at a lot of the other IT needs, things like storage and hardware and this and that. Yes, those technologies do advance and they adapt to growing needs. But when you talk about security needs, the risks evolve so quickly that the technology has to evolve just as quickly. And so a lot of conversations are centered around security, and cybersecurity. And that's also where we start to grow our offerings out from. When we start to have a conversation with a new potential client, we typically like to go from security out, and that helps us kind of differentiate ourselves from our competitors as well.
Great. Well, Michael, thank you so much for joining me here today. I'll make sure to send you the link and everything so that you can like and share with all of your friends. I'm going to go ahead and hop off here today. Tomorrow, we're going to hop back on with somebody else in business development. You'll have to tune in to see that. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and make sure you follow us so that you can meet all of the people at Advantage Technology that you'll have the opportunity to work with, and maybe some other guests that are some clients of ours that we'll be bringing on the show in coming days. So thank you for tuning in, and I will talk to you tomorrow.